God, I'm such a fucking little baby bitch. What the fuck is wrong with me? God damn. Hey guys, I've been posting a lot of really crazy, wacky, funny story times lately, and that's awesome. That is what 50% of this channel is about, but I also do want this channel to be a platform for talking about big issues, social issues, things going on in the world, and also just like advice type situations for, I guess, young people in general. But as I've said before, since I am a girl, obviously I can give advice to other girls better than guys just because it's more applicable to girls' situations. So I do like making advice videos. I've made some in the past. So while sometimes I will be giving you crazy stories that will make you laugh, entertain you, whatever, sometimes I do like to be serious. This video is probably not going to be that funny. So if you're watching this for entertainment or for my usual like quick wit, it's not really going to be happening in this video. Sorry. I kind of wanted to make a sit down talking video about dealing with heartbreak. I don't want to dive too much into detail about the person or situation that this idea for this video is stemming from, just because like obviously things that are really personal to me and people that are close to me, I don't want to like give a lot of information about on the internet, you know, like some things I need to keep private, even though I do consider myself an open book. Long story short, for the duration of this past summer is coming to an end. For the duration of this past summer, I have been hanging out with this guy. I say hanging out because we never put a label on it, like we weren't boyfriend, girlfriend. We hung out a lot, like we were hooking up, like we really cared about each other. Like it was kind of everything that you think is like a relationship, just without more of the like serious stuff, if that makes sense. And we met on Tinder, which is crazy because I've never actually met someone from Tinder that I've hung out with like more than once or actually ever like really actually cared about, like for real. So I guess Tinder works. So that's like one tip, I guess. Tinder can work because me and this guy, if the circumstance wasn't what it was, which is that he is moving to a completely different state, we would probably be like very official, very together, like dating, etc., like very compatible. And like I said, he's moving, so he is leaving in just like 3 weeks, and I've known that he would be leaving at the end of summer since I first met him. He went into starting something with me knowing that he would be leaving Tallahassee, and I went into willingly starting something with him knowing that he would be leaving Tallahassee. So it's not like this is coming out of nowhere. But I've been under the impression that him and I would be hanging out up until he left. Like the last day he had here, whatever, I would see him, I'd say goodbye, and then we would stay in touch and then kind of just see how life plays out. I wouldn't expect him to not talk to anyone else, not meet anyone else, whatever, because of me, like living in a different state. I can't put that much pressure on somebody. But as someone whose only serious relationship has been a long distance one that lasted for multiple years, I am very aware that I am someone that is willing to make things work if I really care. But like I said, since we were never like officially boyfriend, girlfriend, like that would be way too much to have this like stigma of, oh, are we gonna do long distance? So that's not even really on the table to have a conversation about, you know? But he texted me yesterday, kind of out of left field, letting me know that, basically long story short, that having to say goodbye to me is going to be very, very difficult, and that basically we like each other so much that to him he thinks would be easier to just from here on out we don't see each other again, we kind of stop talking as much, that way once he's gone it's just easier. And I literally have spent the past 12 hours like crying, which is about as personal as I will get on this channel to even admit that, because I'm like the super emotionless brick that like never gives a fuck and definitely doesn't cry and definitely doesn't allow myself to fall for guys that are supposed to be summer flings or whatever, you know? I mean, we ended up working it out that I got him to agree that like, no, not seeing me at all again would be very fucked up and unfair to just out of nowhere be like, by the way, I'm not gonna see you again. Like, what the fuck? We are gonna see each other again and we're gonna talk about all of this kind of stuff in person and like say our final goodbyes in person, but that's gonna be it. I know that whenever he texts me next to come to his apartment and see him and hang out, that's gonna be it. And already, even just thinking about that, it's like my whole world is like shutting down. Girls, if you've been heartbroken or broken up with, or in a situation like this where this is kind of like a breakup, but it's out of both of our hands, like it's a breakup due to circumstance. Like no one did anything wrong, nothing bad happened, like we weren't arguing. Like if anything, this was the most healthy, positive, nurturing, affectionate relationship that I've ever been in. And it's really shitty that this person has to walk out of my life. And I really don't want to cry in this video, so I hope I don't. But I really do want to be authentic. And I would rather talk about this in the moment that it's happening and be authentic with you guys. You can get some really authentic fucking shit and advice rather than wait a month from now when I'm starting to get over it and just like talk about it passively. Like I want to talk about it actively in the moment. I don't know if this guy's ever gonna watch this video, but if he does, I just wanted to thank him. I think he's an amazing guy. I think he has done worlds of good for my future love life and relationships with men and how I view men and how I think men should view me and how I think I should be treated. And I think that if anything, I just needed him in my life to show me those things. It's already killing me. Like it literally like breaks my heart. And I have not felt like the feeling of heartbreak since like senior year of high school. It's been literally years. I was involved with a guy that was the ultimate fuckboy video, and yes, he did make me cry, but it was never because he broke my heart or I was so in love with him and we had this amazing relationship that was ending. It was never like that. It was he was making me cry because he was an asshole. But this is the first time that I like cried over a boy and felt real emotions where you feel in your heart, like you fucking feel it physically and emotionally, that like your heart is breaking. I just wanted to talk a little bit about like dealing with heartbreak, kind of just like my thoughts on it, maybe some advice to help girls that may be going through a breakup or an unfortunate situation the way I am currently. I just want to help people, and I just think that this is a really common thing that affects everyone. I don't really know what specific advice I can give. You know, there's not like a set of steps of do X, Y, and Z, and then you'll feel better. Like, you can't do that. Like, everybody's different. I'm someone that bounces back very quickly because I am just an emotionless person, like, by nature. So while I have been crying for 12 hours, I know that in another day from now, there will be no more crying. I will just be having to face the reality. I mean, when I have to go see him and talk about it in person again, that'll be a whole nother fucking thing of waterworks. But I bounce back quickly, but not everyone does. And I just would like to kind of say generally that if you're going through a breakup and it feels like the end of the world and your heart is breaking and you were wronged or you just couldn't be together anymore or whatever reason, there are so many reasons that people end up not being together. I want you to know that there are plenty of fish in the sea. There are other people. And I doubt that's what anyone wants to hear. You can't allow yourself to get super harped on the idea of one person, because realistically there isn't one person for you. Like, if you believe in soulmates, which I don't really know if I do or not, but if that's something you believe in, which let's just say hypothetically that is something I believe in, I believe that people have soulmates, then I believe that people have multiple soulmates. I don't believe that there is one person walking the earth somewhere that is compatible with you perfectly on every level and that's the only person for you. Like, I believe that there are multiple people that would be perfectly compatible with you that you could live your entire life with happily. And people also have to realize that no one's perfect. Like, even if you've convinced yourself in your head that you have this perfect person for you, which is kind of what I've done, with time, when you get to know someone much better, you realize that there are tons of things that your significant other, partner, fiance, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, are going to do that's going to piss you off, to irritate you. Like, nobody's perfect. You're never going to see eye to eye on everything. And I just think it's really smart to remind yourself as often as possible, even if it hurts, that there are other fish in the sea and that there are other people for you. And kind of going with that is that everything truly does happen for a reason. Everything does. I have never without reason tattooed on my side for a fucking reason. And even if you can't see why in the moment, one day you'll be able to look back, whether it's negatively or positively, and realize why that's happening to you. For example, I think that this situation that I'm in right now, as shitty as it is, like, why did I deserve to meet someone so great for me when my track record with guys has been extremely shitty, just for circumstances out of both of our control? literally taking him from me. Like, why? Like, what did I do to deserve that? And you can ask yourself questions like that all day long and be angry and make yourself more upset. But you have to be able to see a silver lining and realize that the universe and God and whatever your spiritual religious beliefs are, etc., is working for you in a positive way in order to progress your life. So, therefore, I firmly believe that the purpose of this relationship was to show me that there are guys out there that will like me 100% and will be willing to be with me and put in the effort and treat me the way I deserve to be treated. And as someone who has literally never been with someone who has treated me the way I or any woman should be treated, it's so refreshing that even if I only had this guy in my life for like 2.5 months, those were 2.5 months of nothing but so many good feelings. I'm getting kind of emotional. I don't want to get emotional in video, but I also want to be real because I want y'all to see that I'm real and that I go through things that everyone else goes through, and I want to help people. As shitty as it is, that like at least I got to experience that. At least I got to experience him, you know? And now in the future, if a guy comes along who's gonna be a fuckboy and is gonna try and treat me like anything less than perfect or how I deserve to be treated, like, I'm not gonna give that guy as much time or as much of a chance as I definitely would have in the past, because I'm the kind of person that will give anyone multiple chances because I love to believe that I can see the good in people, and I'll do that. And sometimes that bites me in the ass because sometimes I give the completely wrong people way too many opportunities to be in my life. But now, because of this situation, like, if anything, even if me and him never see each other again for whatever reason, like if him and I are not meant to be together, this was only meant to be a very short-term thing, like, I don't know, I can't tell the future, even if that's the case, I will always look back on this summer and this period of my life and think about the times that I spent with this guy that made me just realize so many things about myself and about how I deserve to be treated and how every woman deserves to be treated. And I just hope that all of you, whether your relationship was amazing or bad or whatever the reason, if you're going through something, if your heart is breaking, I hope that you can try and see what the silver lining could be, because I promise you that the universe and God and whoever and whatever is not doing something to ruin your life. If anything, to benefit your life and grow you and push you further. And I promise you that at the end of the day, even if it takes you years to figure it out, the result and the reason is positive. I also want to talk about how all pain passes, time heals all wounds. Again, I hate using cliches, but it is so true. As much as it stings now, as much as I'm crying now, as much as I'm hurt now, I know in a few months, I know in a few years, it won't affect me anymore. And I'm always gonna have positive feelings about this guy, even if I grow to a point one day that I don't have feelings for him anymore because we've grown apart or we've moved on or we're not together, whatever. I'm always gonna have positive feelings for him. I'm always gonna look back on him so fondly. But time does heal all wounds, and you will get through this. I saw a quote the other day on Facebook, Instagram, something that was kind of along the lines of, think about all the shit that you've been through, all the things you've gone through, all the things you've endured, all the people, situations, whatever, that you have put up with and dealt with. And you are still sitting here today, tough and strong and beautiful and alive and happy. And if you could overcome all the bullshit in your life that you've already overcome, you can handle one more breakup. You can handle one more heart-wrenching thing tearing you apart, because these are the things that make people stronger. If people are meant to be together, they will be together. Anything that's meant to be is going to be. If you're meant to be with that person, you will be eventually. And that's another very nice thing to think of and to remind yourself, is that if this is the person that you're actually supposed to be with, even if you're breaking up now, even if they're hurting you now, if you actually are meant to be with that person, one day it's gonna work out and you will be with them. It's a shitty feeling. I fucking hate being upset and sad. I hate, like, going through a breakup. Like, I hate this. Like, it's awful. Like I said, I have not felt this feeling in years. But as someone who's so emotionless, it's almost nice to be able to know that someone does have the ability to affect me enough to the point that I am physically and emotionally and spiritually in pain and crying over this. Like, it's a nice reminder that I'm still human. I'm just trying to be authentic as possible and share real experiences with you, and I don't think there are many people that would sit down 12 hours post basically getting broken up with and talk about that realistically and share that with you. And I just want you guys to know that if you're going through something like that, or you've recently been through something like that, I'm human too. I know I come on here and I can be really funny and crazy and I make it seem like I have this very tough exterior shell, because 95% of the time I do. And I just don't want anyone to feel alone. And I want everyone to know that you can overcome this, whatever it is that you're dealing with. You're stronger than you think. You are human. You'll get through this. You've gotten through everything that you've had to get through in the past. You are valuable, you are beautiful, you have so much to offer someone, and if it's not working out right now, it's just because you haven't yet met the person that is absolutely meant to blow your mind and rock your world and forever change your view on love and happiness and relationships. And it's gonna happen for you one day, and it sucks right now and it hurts right now, but every little bit of emotional pain is just something that makes you stronger. Somebody does love you. It's me. Hope you all have a great day. I hope this was relatable or beneficial to someone. It was kind of just me talking out my feelings, but you know, hey, if I can share that with one person and make one person feel like they're not alone on their worst fucking day, then I've fucking done something right. Bye, guys.